Hello and welcome to MagicGatheringStrat. I'm Peyton. It has been a while since I've played my Legacy Mill deck for you guys. It's really fun to play with. I played against a Modern Mill deck with Twin Snakes that was pretty similar to this one, but for a few cards. I like this deck in Legacy because it's pretty resistant to decks that run lots of creature kill. It's pretty much Swords to Plowshares proof, but for these guys. And it can win pretty quickly without too much headache. Legacy, Force of Will, and Polluted Delta and Underground Sea is basically everything Legacy in here. And then the sideboard Submerges Legacy, but other than that, this is pretty much a modern deck. Fejokan, if you happen to be watching this, I have not seen the guy with the Modern Mill deck for a while. But if I see him, I will ask for the deck list, and if not, I will probably just make this modern playable and send that to you as well. So, let's play Legacy Mill. Casual players tend to get less butthurt when they're playing against Mill, because hardcore Legacy players like hardcore decks. And this is not a hardcore deck. This is I'm gonna mill you out. Really, really fast, if possible. And if we don't get an opponent, I won't bore you. But the intricacies of the deck, it's not super complicated. You've got lots of mill spells. Mind Funeral is usually really powerful. Most of the time it will hit more than Glimpse the Unthinkable for just 1 mana. Unless we're playing a deck that's really, really light on land. Mono Green Stompy, for instance, I've played against, that runs 8 lands and 4 land grants, and that's it. And then Spirit Guides, Berserk Stompy. So, not so good against those decks, but against most decks, just absolutely kills. Tomb Scour, Break and Entering, all good. Hedron Crab is consistent, continuous mill. Phantasm is mostly a blocker, although sometimes we win through the Phantasm, it happens. And Nemesis, if we can get it out, is just Glimpse every turn until we win. Archive Trap is hugely powerful, given that most opponents are going to be using lots of fetches. And it's an instant, so basically free mill 13. Even better than Glimpse the Unthinkable in lots of cases. Surgical Extraction takes out anything that we've already milled. Same with the Haunting Echoes in the sideboard, although that's usually just more of a win condition. The Haunting Echoes, because we try to mill out about half their library and then just exile everything else with the Haunting Echoes. I used to have Sirku in here. I used to have Jace, Memory Adept, I believe, for his milling prowess. But they were removed in favor of better cards. Hopefully we'll see an opponent here. And that's basically the gist of the deck. Fetch up Underground Seas. Like basics, they're wasteland proof. And I'm running Snow Basics just because. And you gotta love the double landfall from using a fetch with a Hedron Crab. 6 cards is nothing to laugh at in a middle deck. Especially, hopefully minimum 3 cards a turn, but if we start missing land drops, Hedron Crab, we can basically chump block with if we're not doing so well. But he also gives us something to do. At least we're doing something when we get flooded, which is milling their library. Oh, good. You know what? This is casual. Let's go for it. Oops. 20-sided dice. 20-sided die. Alright. That's definitely a keeper. And he's playing first here. So probably turn 1 Swamp. Turn to Underground Sea. Glimpse the unthinkable. There's a grove, probably punishing Jund. And nope, this is lands. Definitely lands. Exploration. Too bad that does not work for us. 1 drop, please. Okay. Not so great there, but we will hopefully be able to archive trap here. If we get lucky. He'll probably play a fetch of some kind. The one thing we got to worry about is life from the loam. Gamble. And yep, that is a searcher. So at the end of his turn, we'll play Archive Trap. Sehr gut. Nice. Punishing Fire. And yeah. And there's the Dark Depths and Archive Trap. Life from the Loam is absolutely ridiculous against this deck, because literally I think half of this deck, half or more of this deck is just land, and we are starting to take it out. There's a Thespian stage gone, Grove gone, alright. 38. That's the power of Archive Trap, ladies and gentlemen, and 2 Surgical Extraction. We're doing pretty well. Mind Funeral is not great. He's just running a lot of... Well, actually, no, I misspoke earlier. Mind Funeral is huge against the decks that don't run a lot of lands, and it sucks against decks like this that are running tons of lands. Misspoke a little bit there. Down to 28 cards, and let's take a look. I don't like Life from the Loam, so let's go for Surgical Extraction. I think I have another Surgical Extraction in the sideboard, definitely bringing that in. Okay, he had 1 in his hand, and he's got 1 in his library as well, so it's good that we're taking this guy out. Yep. Goodbye. Next turn we will play Mind Funeral, and just hope that he doesn't hit 4 lands very quickly. Hopefully the top 4 cards of his library are not lands. Well, at the very least we mill 4, but if you look at the... It's mostly lands here. Things like Gamble, there's just not so much, so... Alright, a Dream Twist. Mind Funeral. So, if I'm lucky, it'll be land, land, land. Okay, Exploration. There's 1 land. 2. 3. 4. Not the most effective mill spell I've ever played. But next turn we do have 11 cards straight off the top. Alright, I'm gaining life here, and it's looking like it's going to be Punishing Fire, which means at my next possible opportunity, Punishing Fire goes bye-bye. As a response, I've got Surgical Extraction for Punishing Fire. Let's get that out of the way. I think the last is in his grave. Yep. That's pretty helpful. Let's take our turn. And Sunken Ruins, okay. So let's go Breaking. Get you down to 10 cards in that library. Doing pretty well here. This isn't the fastest deck I've ever played, but hopefully here we'll just get some nice top decks. We'll go Dream Twist. Total of 6 off of the Dream Twist. So we can take him down to 4 cards, but he draws Nemesis of Reason is insane. That's game for us automatically. Any big mill spell, basically. There's a Caracas. He's done. Let's see. Oh, alright. Breaking. And he decided to rage quit. This says casual, so enjoy. Anyways, sorry bud, I'm gone. Thank you for watching Magic Gathering Strat. This has been one game of Mill versus Lands, and it just shows you why you should never go into a casual game hoping not to play against something crazy like Mill. Thank you for watching.